Welcome back to Ashton Gate. It feels so good saying that with fans here.
Another opportunity, and he's onside, and it's two for Bristol City, and this time, and it's in! An early goal for Bristol City, and Andy Vyman is back! And it goes clear header for Bristol City, and they are level! And it's a first goal for Andy King for his boyhood club.
Hello and welcome to Robins TV for the final home match of the season in the Sky Bet Championship as Bristol City welcome Hull City to Ashton Gate today. City looking for back-to-back victories for the first time this season and the chance to make it 5 consecutive games unbeaten as well, of course. Standing in their way are a Tigers side who have stayed up at the first opportunity pretty comfortably, it has to be said, and will be looking for just their second league win at Ashton Gate in their last 23 attempts. So a big day for both sides, and I'm proud to say that joining me for this one is Academy goalkeeping coach Aaron Sainsbury. Aaron, welcome to Robins TV.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Before we get on to today's action, just tell us a little bit about yourself first and your role at Bristol City.
So yeah, 2 years ago I just joined as a Academy goalkeeping coach. So come up through the Academy from the end of under 11s I joined, made it all the way through to scholarship, then a 2-year scholarship, and then a year pro, and then transitioned into goalkeeper coaching. And since then I've absolutely loved it, really, working from all ages, 23s down to the under 8s, so it's a good variety to have, but carrying on playing myself for Bolton Rovers, and that's good, because then on a Saturday it still feels like match day, really.
It's still playing.
But yeah, it's
nice. Yeah, I mean, Aaron's still only 20 years old, by the way, in the same class of scholarship, I believe you said, as Sam Bell, Riley Towler. You played with those guys who are out there, you know, playing for Bristol City these days. So,
yes.
You were part of their class of that particular academy group. Yeah.
So when I went to my first year scholarship, that was when like an Antoine come in and would come on trial, and when we signed him and things like that, and that was really good. And then when I got into my second year of scholarship, it was good because we had the good ones coming up below us. It was a Sam Bell's, like Sam Pearson's, Riley Towler's, Tommy Conway. So we had a really, really strong group, really, and it was good to train with those players and to see where they've come to
where they are now,
and where they finish.
And how has the experience been for you from a coaching point of view? How have you found that? I mean, like you say, still only 20 years old. It's a new experience for you, but how have you found it?
Yeah, so I found it a bit weird to start off with, because it was like I was coaching people and they were like my mates, really, and it's a bit different, the relationship you have from a player to a player and a coach.
Yeah.
So I've started to transition into that and to get used to it. But enjoying it.
Good.
Still find it quite hard with the older ones, but with the younger ones it's a bit more energetic.
You'll find your feet, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll find my feet.
Yeah, so on to today then. So how has the week been up at the HPC after a pretty good game against Derby, a win of course? How has the week been up at the Robins High Performance Centre?
Yeah, been really bubbly, really. Everyone's been in, the morale's good and the training's good, short and sharp, really. And then getting the outcomes they need in training to get onto Saturday's performance.
Yeah, and City are looking for back-to-back wins today. Does that mean that we can expect Nigel to throw everything at Hull today? How will he approach this, do you think?
No, I'm sure he'll approach it how he normally does, really. Like, the counter-attacking football's been amazing. I saw something on Rooney said it was the best, or one of the best attacks in the league, so hopefully we can play like we do normally, solid at the back. Hopefully we get a clean sheet today, and then look for the likes of Antoine and Chris and Andy on the counter-attack to get some goals.
Yeah, fingers crossed. You're right. We're just under half an hour until kick-off here. Time for us to have a look at today's teams then. And we're going to start with Hull City, who have made just one change with the aerial threat of Tom Eaves, the man on your screen there, preferred up front with Syed Damanesh. That'll be fun to say throughout the afternoon. That means Slater drops to the bench and George Honeyman should drop into the midfield in place of him. Nathan Baxter close to finishing off his loan move from Chelsea. He starts between the sticks for Hull, and it could be a back 5 or a back 3 depending on where we are in the pitch, with Coyle and Fleming on the flanks and Greaves, McLaughlin and Jones at the back. Richie Smallwood captains the side from the middle, and then danger man Lewis Potter will be in the gap behind the strikers. On the bench for Hull, as you'll see, Ingram, Elder, Doherty, Longman, who needs to be one to watch because he scored in the previous fixture between these two sides, Bernard, Slater and Marcus Force on the bench. As for Bristol City, they've also made just one change. Jay Da Silva is back into the starting lineup after missing the Derby game, with Eamon Benarous therefore dropping to the bench. It means the formation pretty much stays the same, with Cundy, Closer and Atkinson in a back three. Young Player of the Year Alex Scott starts at right wing back, and the combination of Matty James and Joe Williams continue in the middle. Up front, the three of Vyman, Martin and Semenyo will be looking, of course, for goals, as they found out all season long. They've scored plenty of them on the bench for City. O'Leary, Duncan Idahan makes the place on the bench after impressive substitute performance last week. Benarous, Andy King, Han-Noah Masengo, Tommy Conway and Naki Wells. So that's how Bristol City line up for this one. Time for us to hear from the manager for the final time this season down in the dugout. How is he feeling ahead of this one? He's with Dave Barton.
Nige, final home game of the season, 21,000 expected here at Ashton Gate. What are you after from your side today?
I think what I've already spoken about this week, and that is to finish the season with a really good performance at home, and hopefully that brings us 3 points. That's the aim. I think it's been a season of contrast, and so yeah, I think it's important that our fans go away with a good feeling.
Jay Da Silva comes in for Eamon Benarous today. Great to have Jay back in and also have those options available.
Yeah, I think Jay's performances for over a sustained period of time it means he deserves to come straight back in. So, Belly misses out today, but that's no reflection on any performances. You know, it's just to do with trying to get the balance right on the bench.
Hull sit just behind us in the table. They'll have their sights set on us, so it'll make for an interesting afternoon. Yeah,
they'll be wanting to try and win the game too, and I think that reflects in their team selection. So it should be a good game of football.
Best of luck today.
Yeah, cheers, thanks.
I should say it was I said the final time we hear from Nigel Pearson. We'll hear him next week. I meant the final time at Ashton Gate this season, of course. So Aaron, team news there. Just the one change. Jay Da Silva back in the side. That can only be a positive, can't it?
Yeah, Jay Da Silva. Well, he was on such a good run of form before he came back into the game, and I really like the way he gets forward, up and down, like Scotty does on the other side.
Yeah.
So I think that's a positive. But nothing against Eamon. Eamon's been brilliant, really.
Absolutely not.
When he's needed to come in and the gaffers relied on him when he's come in, which is good, especially for such a young kid.
Yeah, absolutely. And also in terms of the Hull City team, Tom Eve starts up front. I mentioned that he is an aerial threat. That's going to be a challenge, isn't it, for the likes of Cundy and Closer? But with their height advantage, we could see quite a good battle in the air today.
So yeah, our back three, there's some big units in there, so hopefully he can deal with that one. But they do like to, so for example, like a Honeymoon, he does like to drop in, and Lewis Potter on the other side, he looks to get in behind a lot, so we just need to be aware, make sure the rotations are right in the middle, make sure we're communicating to the midfield, because sometimes you might come to the feet or they might spin in behind, so that's just making sure we're alert really, and for whatever they bring.
Yeah, and we talked about Lewis Potter there. Is he someone that you're circling as that is the danger man for Hull City today?
Yeah, so I think it was last week he scored a good goal when he went outside on his left and took a shot, and I was with Pat in the week, and that was what we were working on with Dan, so it was like, just because he's really good on both feet.
Yeah.
So that's just, if the ball does go in behind, he might come in and whip it, so it's just being ready for what he can do.
For what he can do, it could be anything. Yeah, absolutely. So, I've spoken before about the Bristol City women have spoken about Nigel's involvement with them this season, about how there is a genuine relationship there between Nigel and the Bristol City women. Is it a similar thing with the youth teams and the under-23s as well? He takes a keen interest in how you guys are getting on and working?
Yeah, it's brilliant. So the opportunities they get from the 18s and the 23s to step into that first team is crazy, really. So that's good for the young kids, because they know there's that pathway, and what there is in the first team, like the Duncan and that. So recently come in, done really well in the 23s and getting that pathway. So it's good to have that in the player's mind, that they have got that opportunity to go in.
I was going to say, it's only a benefit, isn't it, really, because the likes of Duncan can see that and go, I've got an opportunity. If I work hard in the under-23s, the pathway is there for me in the first team. As you say, we've seen it so many times this season already.
So yeah, it's just, players they just know if they work hard and get their heads down, that the gaffer is going to be watching. So even like today, we had an in-house game in training, gaffer was watching, first team players are watching. Someone might pick his eye and then he might be in the squad next week. So it's just being on it constantly, because the feedback between Tins and that, they talk to the first team a lot. So, and he passes on who's done really well, for example. So it's always a good thing.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, good opportunities for next season as well. Good. Aaron, right for now, thank you very much. Time for us to head pitchside once again. We have the stars of the 90s with us today, pitchside, including Junior Bent, Rob Edwards, Nicky Morgan, Mark Shale, and earlier, Downsy caught up with the chief, Wayne Allison.
So the 90s, what are they famous for? Britpop, the big battle between Oasis and Blur, rollerblades, and the invention of the internet, but also 58 goals, including 8 braces and 2 hat-tricks for this man. Welcome back to Ashton Gate, Wayne Allison. What a career you've had. You must have some fantastic memories.
Some great memories, and I didn't know that was the breakdown of the stats, actually, which, I'm quite happy with that. It's great to be back, actually. It's some stadium, isn't it?
It is now. The differences between, I guess, football in the 90s and now, how do you think you could make it as a player out there today?
Oh, no chance. It's a lot quicker, it's a lot harder, more physical, but in terms of scoring never changes, but it's just the craft of doing it. But no, this body and some of the older generation, it just wouldn't happen, no.
Take us through some of your favourite memories of being a player at Bristol City.
I like the fans, and it was... And the team, what was great is that every single manager that came had a really good connection with the fans, and the team that they built was great. All the players, I've just seen some of them today, and it's just like catching up again after about 30 odd years. It is brilliant, and it's a good place to play, and it was always hostile for the opposition, which was great. It always played into our hands, really. So it's good to be back.
You also had sort of key moments in some iconic Bristol City games too. That the Brian Tiddian goal at Liverpool, you had a little bit of a hand in that too.
Yeah, but to be honest, it was just a bad touch. I was working at an angle to try and score myself, and he just got away with me. And Brian capitalised on it, and it was a great finish, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, an iconic moment there. In terms of sort of now, do you keep an eye on the Bristol City results? Is there fond memories? You always keep a little eye out for those?
Yeah, I do, and it's all the clubs I've played for. I always look for their results, see how they're getting on, and what have you. So especially at home, Bristol City have been really, really good. Scored loads of goals, So especially in a lot of goals today. Last home game of the season, so it should be a good one.
And it's nice as ever to catch up with those previous colleagues, and I'm sure it just like the clocks just get wound back to the beginning.
It does, because we automatically go. Go back in time to the 90s, like you said, and it was a really good period, and we were friends, and that was the thing. It wasn't the case of we didn't like each other, but we had to play together. It was a case of we liked playing together because we liked each other. So it was a really good period.
And just for the record, Oasis or Blur?
Wow, Oasis. We'll go with Oasis.
King of the 90s. Great stuff. Have a great day today.
Thank you very much.
Great to have those stars with us back here today, Ashton Gate. I know my dad was very excited about having Wayne Allison here today, and I'd love to talk to Aaron about the stars of the 90s. Aaron was born in 2001, so it's quite hard for us to do that, isn't it? But still, great to have legends back, isn't it? At the end of the day.
I'm sure my dad will know him, and my family, so they must.
It's good for fans of a certain age, we'll say that. Great to have the heroes of the 90s with us today, and fingers crossed they are rewarded with a victory today. Right, on we go then, and after the break we are going to fire the quick fire questions at Rob Atkinson, and we'll go back to a 10-goal thriller here at Ashton Gate from 2018 after the break.
It's more than a game.
It's my match day ritual.
It's our walk to the gate.
It's meeting my mates.
It's nothing without our fans.
It's the ups
and the downs.
It's our young lads coming through.
It's my dream come true.
It's our club!
It's a way of life.
Welcome back to Robins TV, where we're about 15 minutes away from kick-off. City going for back-to-back wins this afternoon at a glorious Ashton Gate, it has to be said, in front of over 20,000 expected at kick-off today. It's been a strong end to the season for City centre-back Rob Atkinson, who, along with Tim Closer, has popped up with a goal in recent weeks. I sat down with him recently to ask him our quick-fire questions.
Rob Atkinson, 23, centre half.
Netflix or Disney?
Netflix.
Clean sheet or a last-minute winner?
Glory, last-minute winner.
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Hot weather or cold weather?
Hot.
Your dream holiday destination?
Anywhere hot. Greece, all Caribbean islands, any of them really. I think that's the dream one.
Nice. Eat in or eat out?
In.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
What was the last song you listened to?
The Gambler. Kenny Rogers. Is that his? I think that's him.
That's right, yeah. Good song.
Great song.
What is your dream car?
It's a weird one. I think anything really sporty, but I wouldn't want to have it permanently because I think it would just destroy my back. But I'd want to just say that I've driven it, or like, you know, just so maybe like a Lamborghini, anything nice.
Nice, very nice. Easy tap in or worldy assist?
Tap in. I'll make the tap in sound like it was worldy.
Premier League or World Cup?
World Cup.
Is it dinner or tea?
Dinner.
The celebrity you'd most like to meet?
Ooh. Probably The Rock.
Very good. Morning person or evening person?
Neither. Middle between them.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Easy.
Cardio or weights?
Neither. Probably weights. I'm not very good at cardio.
Fair play. The most famous person on your phone?
Nigel Pearson.
Your favourite player growing up?
Yaya Toure or Leo Messi.
Pasta or pizza?
Pizza.
And finally, Thatchers or Natch?
Thatchers.
Rob Atkinson there. We were talking about him during that VT. Such a chilled guy. So easy to work with, I think.
Oh yeah, so what I've seen of him in training and what he is around the training ground, he's always happy and he's always just his presence, and because he's actually massive, especially when you're stood next to him, and what he's like in training. He's a good guy to have around. Like the way he plays, the way he plays is like the way you think he is really. So it's just like he's so calm on the ball, so relaxed, especially when he's stepping out and making passes, which is what we want from him.
It's hard to imagine as well that he was playing non-league football before the pandemic. Before the pandemic in 2020, he was playing for Eastleigh. After that, the next time he played in front of fans was at Ashton Gate for Bristol City. It's quite a rise, isn't it, for him?
Yeah, so especially going from, it's good, to be fair, being in the non-league football and then going into the Championship, into the leagues, because it's a totally different game. So the amount of long balls, the amount of times he's got to head the ball, totally different game. So the amount of long balls, the amount of times he's got to head the ball and defend properly, especially when pitches are horrible. I know it myself, it's absolutely minging. But that's good because he can bring what he's done in the past to what he has to do now in the first team.
Yeah, I think both him and Robbie Cundy are both examples, aren't they? I've said it before on this programme, I think, with chatting to Robbie. They're both examples of non-league gems that can be found and brought into the Championship. That they are there, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of good players in non-leagues, and it's good that we're scouting and we're seeing these people and bringing them into the club, because that happens a lot, especially in the academy as well. For example, like the Guernsey, the Scotty at Guernsey, and then a couple more coming in. It's just like, it's good to know that we're out there knowing the best players and bringing them in and giving them a chance.
Yeah, you're quite right. You're quite right, Aaron. Let's hope they defend that goal today slightly better than one of the wildest afternoons I've ever seen here at Ashton Gate back in 2018. You may remember the 5-5 draw here. Let's have a look at the goals from that game. Goals, goals, goals at Ashton Gate. Hopefully more of the same today. Right, as you can see, fans are coming in just behind us, ready for kickoff. So Aaron, we've got time for one question, and I'm going to make sure it's, what is your prediction for today?
I'm going...
Score prediction.
Go 3-0.
3-0?
Yeah, I reckon all the front three will score.
Nice.
Got to keep a clean sheet as well.
Fingers crossed. I'll be happy with that.
Oh, I'd be absolutely buzzing. So
excellent.
Hopefully.
3-0. Okay, right. Well, with kickoff fast approaching, it is time for us to say goodbye to those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube. To watch this game this afternoon, you need to head to Robins TV, the Robins TV tab on bcfc.co.uk, and buy your matchday pass now. Thanks for watching the show. We will see you next Saturday here. It's a 12:30 kickoff. Bristol City versus Huddersfield. We'll be back here for the last game of the season. We'll see you then.